Rape is not resistance. Rape is not resistance.
The IDF have pulled out of the south. 1 battalion remains. The stats now suggest that 33,000 Hamas's numbers are fabricated, and that it's closer to 22,000 and 13,000 are Hamas. The numbers do matter. The marches in London continue regardless. The police, the government, the military cannot stop it. They cannot stop it. That is why we are here. That is the truth behind what is going on. These marches in London, they have taken over. Mob rules. Part of a far left extremist organisation? Welcome. Part of the Socialist Worker Party? Welcome. Hamas supporter? Welcome. Liberal narcissistic personality disorder? Not only are you welcome, but you are useful. You're most welcome. Patriots? Not welcome. Small C conservatives? Not welcome. Christians? Not welcome. You are not welcome here whilst people celebrate and glorify the slaughter, murder and rape of 1,400 people after rockets were fired into Israel. Where were they when Yazidi women were being slaughtered in Afghanistan, everyone? Where were they? The Uyghur Muslims in China, where were the protests? Where was the Socialist Worker Party? Where was the Stop War Coalition? Where was the far left? Nowhere. Where were the men defending the women?
Let's talk then, the mic is here. Where are you going?
Please come and discuss. Please come and discuss. Please come and discuss if you've got something to say. If you're listening and you're hearing, let's discuss. I'll share the mic. We are asking peaceful Muslims to come and stand with us. Stand with us and say you love your country.
Where are the moderates?
Come and stand with us and denounce Hamas. I am asking you to stand with us and say you denounce radical Islam. You denounce Hamas. You condemn October 7th. Stand with us. Shake hands. You love your country. You're peaceful. Reject the Hamas support hate marches. Stand with us. Where are the moderates? Stand with us.
Right there, look.
Reject Hamas.
Yeah. Come on.
Anyone?
She's there. Say something. We love you. Hamas.
Then come and debate with us. If you're not supporting Hamas, why are you on the march? I can't hear what you're saying, mate. Come closer. Come closer. What are you saying? What's he saying? Millwall.
What our country's built
Millwall. What's Millwall got to do with it?
Sir, are you drunk? You're drinking?
He's got an open bottle.
How come we can't?
Yeah, that's it. Go up there. 2 police systems. Get him out. Okay.
Doesn't it feel like we're actually the ones who are okay?
In Israel, I got 6 officers. He's got
Doesn't it feel like we're the ones who are reason?
Palestine from Hamas. Free, free 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 Palestine from Hamas. That's how the chant goes. Remember the survey. Breaking news. 46% support Hamas. Where are the arrests? Where's the sentencing? So you can support a prescribed terrorist organisation in Britain, and the police, government and military will facilitate enable, roll the red carpet out for you and hold your hand and probably even take the knee whilst they're at it. Disgusting. On October 7th, 1,400 people were killed, 250 hostages were taken. Rockets were fired first into Israel. On October 8th, the celebrations began of what Hamas had done by the far left and by radical Islam before Israel had issued a response. Palestinian university societies at Warwick, University College London and the dreaded SOAS began to mobilise. They began to group together, guys. Our university educated in Britain decided to mobilise with the Socialist Worker Party and the Stop War Coalition. On October 9th, Stop War and PSC, the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign, dressed up as Concerned for Human Rights, unveil the mask, far left extremism, communism, you guessed it. They organised demos involving hundreds marching in support of Hamas, chanting for Intifada.
While Jews' blood was still drying.
Another little chant that's allowed, isn't it? Intifada. They called for Intifada revolution. What does this mean? A violent or non-violent uprising? Why are people on the far left calling for a revolution in support of Islamic extremism? Why are they calling for a revolution? What kind of revolution? To achieve what? What revolution is the Intifada referring to? Do we know? Does anyone know what the Intifada means? Are we supposed to assimilate? Are we supposed to be cohesive? Are we supposed to say yes? What's the plan? What's the idea? Is it submission? Anyone wants to debate me on any of these points, come and talk with me. We will share the mic. Everyone is safe. We can have a conversation. What did the Intifada, calling for revolution, mean? Now, the Intifada revolution doesn't work without the oppressor-oppressed narrative. It doesn't work. You need an ace in the hole, and theirs is the oppressor-oppressed narrative. Victimhood. Poor me. It doesn't hold water without it. So you need a boogeyman. Colonization. White supremacy. White privilege. Christian supremacy or Christian imperialism. Let's go back to that list of 80 prescribed terrorist organisations in the UK, shall we? The argument doesn't hold water. Convincing and brainwashing people of the oppressor-oppressed narrative is the bedrock of communism. It doesn't work without infiltrating the minds and hearts of good people that they are oppressed. It is a lie. You're being told a lie. You are not oppressed here. You are free.
You're expressing yourself now. Be happy.
The timeline. On November 11th, our sacred Armistice Day, 300,000 marched on that day. It was not in support of our glorious veterans. The Women of World War II statue right there, the cenotaph right there. It was planned. It was a planned move, and they were told to be silent for 2 minutes. Great optics, right? Because we're all stupid, aren't we? Great optics. Why didn't we band together? This was filled with common sense, with patriots. Why didn't we band together? Why didn't you come here? Because your motives are disingenuous. That is why 300,000 people on November the 11th. How many marches has Stop War Coalition, Socialist Worker Party, propped up by Liberals, done to stop Drag Story Hour UK? To stop radical gender theory in our schools? For homeless people in Britain? How many? None. They don't even march for their own kind. It's a power grab. It's an in move. Come and discuss with me. Don't put your middle finger up. Come and discuss with me. Come on, guys. Come and have a chat. Tell me I'm wrong. Change my mind. The hypocrisy is being called out. We are now at month 6. Month 6. And the situation shows no sign of abating. Why would it? The police, the government, our institutions have given them everything they want. No shots fired. Oh, apart from the fact that we're now on high alert. Where's the threat come from, guys? If you're wearing a yellow vest right now, what's the deal? Where's the threat come from? Where's the threat come from? We're on high alert, yeah? Where's the threat? The far left? Or the boogeyman far right? Free Palestine from Hamas!
Free Palestine from Hamas!
Palestine from Hamas!
Free Palestine from Hamas!
Where were you when Yazidi women were being slaughtered by the Taliban? Where were you in China? 1 million in camp? Where were you when Assad was torturing and murdering? Where were you?
Nowhere!
Coward!
One rule for them and one rule for us.
The power move by the far left and by radical Islam is dressed up as concern for human rights. It is a lie. It is a power move, a power grab in modern day Britain with no shots fired. You are a useful idiot to them if you believe it. I've issued the timeline. Israel did not issue a response. It did not issue a response to bring out these protests. Somebody changed my mind. Somebody convinced me that I'm wrong. The timeline and the facts are clear. Terrorist sympathizers. Terrorist sympathizers. Come and debate me. Come and debate me. Change my mind. How can you stand with people that glorified the rape and slaughter of 1,400 people? How can you glorify? How can you stand?
You don't have to shout, there's a mic here.
Are you part of the 1 in 4 that don't believe October 7th happened?
What about the other 40,000 dead? Do they not exist? They don't exist.
Say again?
What about the other 40,000 dead? Do they not exist?
Sorry, 40,000. I thought it was 33,000. Apparently now, latest stats, Hamas have lied. It's not 33,000. Apparently it's 20. We can debate. It's 22,000. 13,000 are part of Hamas.
They don't count 30,000 people dead.
Sorry. So either Gaza's being levelled. How do you count bodies that quickly under the rubble? It's propaganda. How do you know that? Come and debate me. What if it's true? What if 13,000 are Hamas soldiers? Do you stand with them? Do you stand with them? We're going to take a small recess. For those of you who are standing and listening, thank you. You are allowed to speak with us. We can have a conversation and we can share the mic. We are going to recess for a few minutes.
Okay, so as guys, we don't mind that. They are allowed to talk to us.
Yeah, I totally get that, but I'm just going to check with my boss that it's happy for you to relocate to a second location. Why not? We're all right going there. And this is in our yellow section. Right, so we'll wait here. Thank you. It's fine.
Wrong, mate. Come and have a conversation with us. Come and have a conversation. We're not allowed. You can though. You can come here. That's the difference. We're not allowed down there, but you can come here. Come and have a conversation. Why won't you speak with us? Do you denounce Hamas? Would you stand with us? Would you break bread with us and say you love your country? Would you condemn Hamas? Would you condemn that? Would you condemn Hamas? Would you speak with us? Would you speak with us? Are you part of the 1 in 4 that don't believe October 7th happened? Where were you fighting for Yazidi women being slaughtered by the Taliban when Assad was murdering hundreds of thousands, putting them in camps in China? Where were you? You're a useful idiot to the Socialist Worker Party and to the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign. Share the mic and I will ask you questions. Do you believe October 7th happened? Do you agree that the glorification of murder and rape of 1,400 people happened? 1,400 people were murdered after Hamas fired rockets into Israel. Do you believe that that chronological timeline happened? Do you believe in that? Question. What I believe isn't relevant.
Okay, yes. October 7th was an event that happened. But do you believe in the years of history prior to October 7th?
Yes, I do. Do you believe October 7th happened?
Yes, it was an event that occurred.
It was an event that occurred. There was 1,400, give or take numbers here, it was 1,400 that were slaughtered by Hamas after they fired rockets into Israel.
What about the people, the Palestinian people that have died since then?
Then I'm forced to ask the question, what about the other people who have been persecuted in radical Islamic fundamentalist states? If we're going to play that game, which we can do, I'm forced to talk about persecution elsewhere in the world. Does that make sense?
Listen, I want to say, I don't think I'm informed enough to have a full discourse on this with you, but I want you to consider the fact that there is years of history in front of this that is extremely nuanced.
I think there is nuance to this debate. This is very important. If we can go from the Balfour Declaration, 1947, 1948, actually let's go back to the Second World War. Do you know how many Arab Islamic states there were when they set up the League of Arab Nations? Do you know how many there were at the start?
Like I said, I'm not well informed enough. I just wanted to know why you were here. I don't agree with you whatsoever. I think, in my opinion... Okay, let me ask, do you think that Palestinian people are protected? Do you think that Palestinian children deserve to die? Do you think that aid workers that were sent to Palestine deserve to be killed when they're not even a part of this conflict?
Human suffering and death is awful, but those aid workers in that place knew what they were getting involved in. You know what you sign up to when you go to a war zone. So again, when the constant chanting and rhetoric, if I may, is about people dying, let's talk about Assad's regime. How many hundreds of thousands of Muslims were murdered? How about Kurds? Does that make sense? Yeah? How about Yazidi women massacred by the Taliban? Let's talk about that as well. It doesn't make sense to talk about human suffering and death and pain. This is about these marches standing strong in support of Hamas's actions. Do you agree with that?
Do I agree with them supporting Hamas's actions? I agree with them I agree with them fighting against the fact that there are children and innocent people dying. I just saw a video of a man happy that he got a bag, a 12 kilogram, a 24 kilogram bag of flour. That is what happiness is to them now. It means being able to eat bread. For us, if we were only surviving off of bread, that means you're dirt poor, you're probably homeless.
Sir, you've just described half of Africa, and we can all agree that human suffering is awful. But my point is this, specifically with regards to these marches, the latest poll suggests 46% support Hamas. Hamas is a prescribed terrorist organisation in the UK. You can talk to us, by the way. You can talk to us. Do you disagree? Do you disagree? What do you disagree that Hamas is a prescribed terrorist organisation?
Prescribed by the UK and the US, yeah. So was IRA. Did we not have to negotiate with them? Did we not have to make...
So what becomes your point then?
What do you mean, what's my point?
What I'm saying is that if Hamas are a prescribed terrorist organisation, this march is directly in support of Hamas and the PLO's...
You can have a political wing to a terrorist organisation, that's what we did with IRA. Prescribed by us to be a terrorist organisation doesn't mean that they're not freedom fighter to someone else. You have to sit down, you have to negotiate.
Sure, okay, fine. So let's talk about the 1,400 that were slaughtered. Do you agree that October 7th happened?
First of all, 1,400 has already been taken down to 1,200. Of those 1,200, 700 are military personnel. And by the way, if the Hamas people that went over the border, they wanted to go there to slaughter, they wanted to go there to take hostages. What do you think? Honestly.
Are you saying that it would be okay if their intention was empty? Are you saying it would be okay to take hostages but not to kill?
No, I'm not saying hostages were allowed, but what was their intention to take hostages?
You can't seriously be asking me what I think Hamas's intentions were. You can't seriously be asking me that.
They went there to take hostages.
Are you saying that's okay?
They're freedom fighters, they're freedom fighters. Not for you, not for me.
But this is Britain, this is 2,500 miles away.
As a slaughter, Hamas slaughter. They had no intention.
The gentleman just said he's seen another video. Let's do the compare and contrast. How many videos do we all have to see to understand that October the 7th actually happened?
Okay, October the 7th happened.
But how did it... Who gives a shit?
Therefore, genocide is allowed because of something else.
When you say genocide, the
ICJ says.
Oh yeah, because we can always trust supranational organisations, and history's taught us that. We can always trust that. So if it's a 33,000 number that you're referring to, how many of the 33,000 are Hamas soldiers? Out of the number you're talking about, how many are Hamas?
15,000 children. Are they terrorists in your eyes?
I can't. Obviously, they're not.
15,000 children, non-terrorists.
Obviously, no child is a terrorist unless they're being groomed to become terrorists, which is a separate conversation. So, of the 33,000, how many?
Look how crazy you are.
I don't think I said that at all. If a child is being groomed to become a terrorist, if a child is being groomed to become a terrorist, that is a problem.
No, sorry, what do you mean by getting groomed to become a terrorist?
No one's being groomed to be a
Did
terrorist.
October...
A child is a child.
I will.
We've already discussed this. Human suffering is awful all across the world. So pick another conflict. Thank you. Pick another conflict in the world. Where's the march? Why is this happening in Britain?
There is a Sudan march going on right now in Trafalgar Square. The only reason why you're here because you're going on the bandwagon of Western media saying that this is a just fight. No, listen, this is a genocide.
Bandwagon of Western media?
Look at the multinationals. Look what the UN says. Look what the WHO says. Look what all these organizations are saying. This is a genocide, and you're standing
So fine, I've heard you. So you want me to put all my faith and hope, with everything I've seen, including lockdown, including vaccinations, you want me to put my hope in supranational organisations?
Okay.
No?
Because lockdown was wrong?
No, say lockdown and vaccination.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put my faith in supranational organisations? No? Did October the 7th happen? Yeah, well, we're happy to have open dialogue. So the reason why we're here is to invite people. The reason why we're here, sir, is to stand with people who condemn acts of terror, who condemn Hamas, who condemn prescribed organisations, who don't have a big essay to write about law and order, but understand that there is law and there is order. And people who are on the march saying to us, we get it. You want everyone to be assimilated, you want a cohesive environment, we are so unbelievably fractured and divided, that's not a good thing, and actually this is month 6 now, and it's a problem 2,500 miles away.
Okay, so, I'll deal with
So there's people on the march, so I'm on the march, I support the...
Free Palestine from Hamas! Free Palestine from Hamas! 6-8, Gaza is a terrorist state! 2468, Gaza is a terrorist state! 2468, Gaza is a terrorist state! Free Palestine from Hamas! Free Palestine from Hamas! Bye bye, bye bye. 6-8, Gaza is a terrorist state! 2468, Gaza is a terrorist state! 2468, Gaza is a terrorist state. Hostages, no ceasefire. No hostages, no ceasefire. No hostages, no ceasefire. No hostages, no ceasefire.